I made my dress for this year's submarine birthday ball, and this is all the behind the scenes of how I did it. So the story really starts about a year ago. I went on a trip to New York with my mom and sister, stopped into Mood Fabrics, and found what I think is the perfect silk charmeuse for this occasion. Something about it really reminded me of these vintage Roberto Cavalli gowns that I love. So I started by draping the bias cut skirt. And before I even cut it, I spent hours planning out how this pattern was going to come together to kind of make its own design on my body. So the skirt was my biggest piece of fabric I had to cut, therefore my limiting factor for how I could utilize the rest of the pattern. And then the rest of what I had left over, I could use to make the top. And for each of these sides, I hand basted it first, pressed it with an iron on my pressing mat, then hand basted it to the dress before I actually sewed it on the machine. I wrote some more of my little tips in my newsletter, but I actually did something really similar with the skirt. I think it helps so much when you're working with this slippery fabric. Yes, it's a little extra time. It is so worth it to just baste it first. I think my seams came out so much better because I did that. But there was one issue, and I deliberately left it in here because I feel like I don't talk about this enough, but I noticed the front was gapping so bad off the front of the dress. Nothing I did could fix it. I tried to kind of like take it in at an angle. It didn't work. I had to just start over. But in this case, I think the path of most resistance was really worth it. I finished off the neck with these kind of hand sewn little silk loops, and then it was just time to hem the dress, steam it, give her a nice good press, and kind of mold it on the mannequin. And then it was time for her to make her debut. I did a full write-up on this dress in my newsletter and included some swatches in case you want to make your own Cavalli inspired dress. I loved wearing this one.